Good morning, everybody. So, a bit of a big week we've just had on, when was it? A week ago. From today, actually. We all went to our friend's wedding and lo and behold, 3 days later, got COVID. It's been a bit of a whirlwind last sort of few days. We've been up and down with our sickness. It's been pretty intense, especially for Sam. Her throat is just absolutely killing her, so hence why you've got this version for today. Before we just got locked down, we had organised a skip to be dropped off, which was perfect timing because we thought, well, at least if we're stuck in lockdown, we can actually work on this room, we can work on the front rooms, we can still keep ticking away at our demo, albeit physically able to do so, which I'm finally starting to come good now, which is just awesome. We're gonna go through everything, throw it all out, and yeah, we'll show you the progress as we go. Let's see how many spiders we find in this. Here's a little window history lesson for you. These are the old counterweights that hung from next to the window. So if you ever saw these old sliding windows, they, as you slid them up, they didn't fall back down again, conveniently, because next to them was this huge cavity where this weight, which weighs like 5 kilos, by the way, it's not light, it's a huge hunk of lead, and that would go up and down on a little pulley up the top there and would stop the window from falling back down again. It's pretty awesome. Definitely a great home for spiders, which I'm not a huge fan of, but you know, it'd be handy when this window is gone so we can start filling the skip up. Such a delicate window. Should just fell in pieces every part I tried to take out. It was just crumbling. Alright, so we've cleaned out the whole room, all in the skip bin now, which is amazing. So at least now we're going to be looking at getting rid of this wardrobe, which is going to be really cool, because once we finally get rid of this wardrobe and the walls and everything else behind me, we're going to open this whole front of the house up, which is going to seem a bit daunting because at the moment we've still got all of our little defined rooms apart from the front, which is all the way through. But each room still feels like a room, but once we get rid of these walls around the other sides, it's just going to be one huge open empty frame of a house. Well, after taking all that out, let's investigate some interesting things. Finding number one. This timber here is clearly all burnt, which is so funny because we really thought it was only the front ceiling that had sort of burnt down in the past, but that is like straight smoke damage. And up the top here, I don't know if I can find another piece. Oh, here we go, hang on, bear with me. Let's focus. That is just like a bit of ash. It's just like... So, I reckon, and judging by the back of this too, so this is the back piece of the plaster that was on the other side of the wardrobe. It is completely burnt as well, which is just so interesting. And even here, you can see where like smoke's sort of breezed through the cavity. Really interesting to see how this has all been either repaired or put together since or before the fire. We really don't know. But anyway, let's keep at it. Alright, good morning everybody. We've made a really wicked dent in this demo yesterday. I really surprised myself actually with how much I got done. I didn't think I was going to get that far through it, but kind of just trundled along and actually ended up throwing pretty much everything out in that room and made a start on this intermediate wall behind me, which has just opened the space up so much. It really makes you appreciate open living because it's such a beautiful space when it's all opened up. It looks so big and wide and bright. Obviously we'll retain all these walls because they're going to become a part of the new study and new bedrooms, so we really are not going to move them, unfortunately, but at the same time it's nice to actually have this openness to the house. Really looking forward to getting stuck into this hallway ceiling next. That's going to be the biggest thing that we're going to gain in the future. We're going to actually have all that ceiling space retained too, so it's not like we're going to have to leave any ceiling space. We're going to go right up the top there, open up that hallway, get rid of the wardrobe, so that we can create ourselves a really beautiful main entry into the home now. So now I'm going to start ripping out the ceiling, the rest of the walls, and yeah, really get stuck into it. Oh, and I forgot to mention before we start, we just actually got all of our insulation, and if I see if we can get a good photo here, really compressed it down. This is a fantastic way to store your insulation if you want to retain it, which I highly recommend because you can use it anywhere within your home again. It's really handy to have, but it can be a really big pain in the butt to store. So you can compress this stuff down so much. You'll notice when it comes in the bags, they're in tiny little compact bags, so you can essentially do the exact same thing with these insulation bags. So really handy way to store those for the time being, because we'll use them in months time, but we don't want it to take up all that space. So very effective way of keeping them aside and being able to use them later. Oh, wow. That was intense. That's all the walls in this area. Apart from up against the kitchen, which I'll probably take out as well, because we'll need to do some prep area on that when we replaster all the way through the hallway in some stage. Sweep everything up, get it all in the skip bin pretty much, so that we can clean up and give ourselves a bit of room to drop the ceilings. That'll be the next one. And then hopefully bundle up all the insulation, and then we'll be ready to probably remove most of the structural stuff that we don't need, all the battens of the ceiling linings, all those bits and pieces can all go, and then we'll open this space right up. So next part on the way. So all that stuff that's just like falling down from the ceiling is absolutely from when they had replaced the roof. So there's so much evidence that the roof had probably deteriorated. It was like one of those old steel Colorbond roofs, or steel corrugated iron roofs that just deteriorated over time, just did not last. So what they did is pretty much just took the roof up from above. There's so much rust, as you can see, everything just fell, just it's just like little bits of rusted metal and nails and all sorts of just rubbish. So that when they replaced the old roof, they just let all the rubbish just settle, and then they put in insulation all through the roofs and then put a new roof back on top. So it's the only way they could have gotten insulation in the roof, because there were no manholes in this entire home, and a reasonably new roof for the age of this home anyway. It's about 80 years old and the roof is 20, 30, give or take. So really interesting when pulling down these old awful ceilings that just this rubbish is just coming down. It's so dusty up there, but anyway, last roof to go. So I've just taken down the last of the insulation in the hallway area, and I just wanted to share more of this fire damage that we've clearly got here through the hallway. It is just insane, but it's really random, like it's not everywhere. So obviously this ceiling has been new-ish over the years, and all the ceiling battens, like all the roof battens, above, are all pretty good, but this top plate, let's see if I can zoom in here, is just crisp as there's nothing left of that timber there. It's just completely destroyed. There's nothing left, which is really interesting because the support for this little batten ceiling is actually off of those studs, but you can see that they've cut into them. So most of it's probably surface damage, but clearly so burnt. And I'm like, even to the point where that stuff up there is just deteriorated completely. That's just ready to crumble off. But that's just all the old stuff that they've sort of just built in front of. That's it. I am so filthy. It's unbelievable how much dirt, dust, and coal and ash from the fiery freaking bits of wood. I'm just so drenched in sweat, but that's awesome. I don't know if you can't really see it on the camera, but that just looks impeccable. We're gonna open the door to Samantha. She hasn't seen this area at all since the wardrobe's gone down or anything from this last sort of half of the day, so this is going to be a massive reveal for her, so let's go get her now. Ready to come have a look at your new hallway?
Am I allowed to see it?
Yes, you are.
Oh my, it's huge! That really hurt my throat. I cannot believe the size of it.
What a big improvement.
This is everything that we wanted. Wow! Holy hell, that's the biggest change so far.
It is, it's massive.
Oh my gosh.
Well, there you have it. That's absolutely a massive weekend. I can't believe I got that much done, to be honest with you.
Sorry I couldn't join you. The COVID ruined me for a bit there, but I'm back.
She's back.
I'm back.
Back in action.
I'm back in action, and wow.
What a massive change.
But excitingly, that is the last demolition that we need to do for this part of the reno. So we can move on. We can move on to other things, and that's really exciting.
Apart from the demo of the floors, of course.
Oh yeah, the floors have to go.
We're standing on things that shouldn't be here.
This is the part that I've been most nervous about, because getting rid of the floors really means we're living outdoor, indoor.
We'll open the house up to all the elements and
And that worries me a little bit, but we'll cross that bridge as we go. It's very exciting. Floor's got to go, and then we can move on with our lives, and that's pretty cool.
that's it. Well, thanks for watching. Join us for the next one. And don't forget to tell your friends and family. We need all the support we can get in building this channel. But we hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe for more, and we'll see you next time.
Bye!
Bye. Okay.